Once, in a small village called Pinebrook, there was no electricity. As the sun set each evening, the villagers lit their oil lamps and candles to see in the dark. But oil was expensive, and many families couldn't afford it. 12-year-old Aryan lived in a tiny house at the edge of the village with his grandmother. Aryan loved reading books, and every evening he would sit by their single flickering lamp, dreaming of adventures, faraway lands, and heroes. But as the weeks went by, even they couldn't afford enough oil for the lamp. One evening, Aryan noticed something unusual. From his window, he saw a faint golden glow coming from the forest nearby. Curious, he decided to explore. Aryan sneaked out of the house and walked toward the forest. The glow grew brighter as he moved deeper into the woods. Finally, he found its source: a strange lantern hanging from an old tree. The lantern was no ordinary one. Its flame shimmered like liquid gold, but it didn't burn or flicker. Instead, it stayed steady, casting a warm, comforting light. Beside the lantern, a note was tied to the tree. It read, "Take this light and share it with those in need. The more you give, the brighter it will glow." Aryan hesitated. Was this some kind of magic? But he remembered the dark homes in his village and decided to take the lantern back. Back in the village, Aryan knocked on his neighbor's door. "We don't have oil for our lamp tonight," said the tired old man who lived there. Aryan smiled and handed him the glowing lantern. "Use this," he said. The man's eyes widened as the golden light filled his home. The next morning, Aryan returned to find the lantern glowing brighter than before. He realized the note was true. The more he shared the light, the stronger it became. That day, Aryan visited another house, then another. Every evening, he lent the lantern to families who needed it most. It brought light to homes where children studied, mothers cooked, and fathers worked late into the night. One day, a wealthy merchant named Raghav heard about the magical lantern. He visited Aryan and said, "I will pay you 10 gold coins for this lantern." Aryan shook his head. "The lantern isn't for sale. It's meant to help everyone, not just one person." But Raghav didn't give up. "If you don't sell it to me, I'll take it," he threatened. That night, he snuck into Aryan's house and stole the lantern while Aryan slept. When Aryan woke up and realized the lantern was gone, he felt a pang of sadness. He told the villagers what had happened, and they were furious. "Let's go to Raghav's house and take it back," they said, but Aryan stopped them. "The lantern's magic works through kindness. If we take it by force, it will lose its power." Instead, Aryan decided to visit Raghav himself. When Aryan arrived at Raghav's grand house, he saw the lantern glowing weakly in a corner. Raghav looked worried. "It's not working like it did before," he admitted. Aryan smiled gently. "The lantern's light grows when it's shared. If you keep it for yourself, it will fade away." Raghav hesitated. He had been selfish, but seeing Aryan's calm and kind demeanor made him rethink his actions. "I'm sorry," Raghav said. "I was wrong to take it." He handed the lantern back to Aryan, who immediately took it back to the village. That evening, the lantern shone brighter than ever before. Even Raghav joined the villagers, helping to share its light with everyone in need. Over time, the villagers learned an important lesson. They began helping each other, not just with the lantern, but in other ways too, sharing food, teaching skills, and caring for one another. The village, once filled with darkness and struggle, became a place of warmth, light, and generosity. And Aryan? He continued to use the lantern to brighten the lives of others, proving that even a small act of kindness could illuminate the darkest places. When we share what we have, no matter how little it may seem, it grows into something far greater. True happiness comes from helping others.